So I prepared a tree here for you to, in hopes to guide you with certain strategies in terms of how to approach, how to master, and how to prepare for this particular test that's coming up. So the longest branch you can see here is Integration Techniques. Okay, so it's actually both of these branches. I left 5.5 separate because this is actually more of a basic technique, right? Integration by parts and everything else in these branches in chapter 7, they're more advanced techniques. Okay, so the order goes like this: you got to learn this first, and then you got to go learn that, and then this, and then this. So they has to be in that order. Otherwise, you'll have problem solving. In particular, let's say that you want to learn this one, right? You want to make sure you can do the integral techniques in here, but if you don't know things in here, you're gonna have some trouble. This one here, 7.4, which is actually after 7.3, I put it on the side here because after you've done 7.1 and 5.5, you can actually attempt to learn this technique and you'll understand 95% of it. Okay, so it's sort of a separate thing. It doesn't have to be done after 7.3. So I'm sure you guys have heard this, or if you haven't, all integration techniques they fall into the category of either integration by substitution or integration by parts. Okay, of course, the harder ones will mix these two. Okay, and typically integration by part is harder because there's more guessing involved, and the way you have to find your two separate parts is a lot more. It's disguised a lot more, so it's harder for you to find which one it is. Okay, so substitution is typically easier. So after you master these two sections, right, I recommend that you go into this section here. Okay, this will be the next longest branch. So 5.1 and 5.2 is where you learn what the definition of area is, and I think you go on to learning about what a Riemann sum is. So the right hand sum, left hand sum, midpoint sum. Okay, so then these two combined together, it'll allow you to understand what an integral is. Okay, so with understanding of integrals, you need to further your techniques with integral properties, and then with that, we need to connect the differentiation and integrals with fundamental theorem of calculus, and you will get quite a few problems in your tests about whether you understand what FTC is. The name fundamental theorem of calculus, it just sounds very important, right? So they will go out of their way to make sure you understand this particular concept. So these two are the two, like this here and this is the two main concepts, two main parts of the test. Now, finding area between curves, definitely always every year some questions on this. Okay, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's quite tough. Finding volumes, on average, 1 per year. Okay, 1 question per year, and it's relatively easy. So it will take some time for you to understand how to set up set up your integral so you can find the volume. But the ones in the test tend to be on the more easier side of the questions in your book. Okay, so if you understand it, try some questions in the past exam, and this should be easy free mark for you. Integration techniques, on the other hand, the harder ones are harder than the ones in the book. Okay, so you definitely need to, after you try these examples, you definitely need to go into the past exams, right, and try their harder examples. So actually, I don't have average value here, but average value will fit in here too. Okay, in the after volume, right, look into what an average value of an integral is, and that's usually about 1 question per year as well. Okay, so just one more time, finally. This is the first most important. It'll be the most time consuming, so start early. Okay, and then it'll be this, that's most important, and then it's this part 3, which is area between curves, finding volumes, and average values. Okay, so there you have it. I hope that was helpful in planning on how to allocate your time to study for your test. Good luck.